We've got Benghazi and we've got Justin Bieber, and thank goodness we have some bourbon. This is Tony Katz Tonight. Let's go. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm live right now as people are hearing this. That's fantastic, Ben. Well, we don't have an announcer for the intro yet, so. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tony Katz Tonight. I am Tony Katz. Pay no attention to the fact that it's not night. Hello, everybody, here at XO Fine Cigars. Whoa. You get a shot of them. There's been some drinking. I don't deny this. Joining me today from Investors Business Daily, the one and only Andrew Malcolm is here. Give him a hand, everybody. From KABC Radio, John Phillips joins us. An actress and... Wow, they're very excited for you. Actress and comedian Miki Yamashita. I always thought, no, this isn't right. I thought it was Yamashita. And then right before we go on, you're like, oh, by the way, schmuck. You've been saying it wrong the entire time. How do I pronounce it?
Yamashita.
Yamashita.
Yes.
I'm calling you Miki.
By the way, how do you pronounce your last name?
You pronounce it Sir. Now get with the program. It's good to have you guys here. It's good to be here with our dear friends at XO Fine Cigars in Woodland Hills. We have been, of course, talking about Benghazi. Everybody has. We heard so much of the hearings today, and we saw so much coming up in the run-up. We know three things. We know that help was denied. We have it there, a great article from Michael Walsh, that help was denied. We know that there are Democratic congressmen who admit that the talking points were totally scrubbed. Not a single one of them true. And we know that there were special forces ready to go, and they were told to stand down. So let's start with a basic. Who lied? John, who?
Well, at this point, we don't really know. I assume it comes from the political arm of the White House, that it was not the non-political people at the State Department. So we know that Susan Rice, for example, lied. We just don't know.
All right, so we've got one.
Who told Susan Rice to lie, because I don't think she's smart enough to go out and lie on her own.
But somebody had to tell her. We're totally clear. Right? And by the way, I'm totally with you on the not smart enough thing. We're totally clear that they knew that it wasn't a video. They knew it wasn't this movie.
Well, they had to. They had to know that. Obama was out on the campaign trail for months saying Al-Qaeda's on the run.
Right.
So we have to concoct a story about this night. A big shock that something happened on 9/11. That's an anniversary, I think, of something. But they weren't prepared. So they had to come up with this story of this anti-Islam video.
And by the way, and I think the lies are going to come out, and I believe that we can already prove some lies. But even if they want to try and cloud cover that, you saw Elijah Cummings today, and we'll get to a little bit of him in just a bit with some of the insane things he talked about. Can't we at least accept the fact that you have there was a willingness, a want to not want to talk about this, to keep this under wraps, to worry about the election, to get the victory for Obama?
Well, the State Department under the Obama administration has made some tragic decisions, including when Kris Jenner reached out to try and keep Kanye from impregnating Kim Kardashian. The special forces were told to stand down.
And that's unbelievable.
We all see what happened there. So
that is shocking. By the way, there's a picture of her in a floral print dress. She looks like my grandmother's couch from 1968. It is horrific. I didn't know that when you were pregnant, you have no fashion sense whatsoever.
And the only people I've seen with bigger breasts than her are guys that work in radio.
That is a terrible thing to say about John and Ken. It really and truly. Yeah, you boo that. John and Ken are big guys here in Los Angeles. Who will be seen as the bigger liar? Meaning, where does this hit more? Does this hit more to Hillary Clinton running 2016, or is this going to hit more for Barack Obama in the legacy department? Now, there's some guys want to talk the impeachment thing. I think we're still a ways away from knowing what is. Who does it hit more?
I think Hillary should run in 2016, and her slogan, her campaign ad should be, "I'm still ready at 3 a.m. to ignore emails."
And by the way,
and it should just be a shot of her sleeping, just conked out.
Seriously, the GOP is in no way smart enough to make that ad. They're not. They're not smart enough to make that ad. That is the perfect ad, because there was a call at 2 a.m. There was a conversation at 2 a.m. She wasn't ready for that either. At 2 p.m. in the afternoon, after she's had a mint julep, maybe she'll be ready for it. Good.
The whole thing is tragic, but I caution against getting out ahead of the evidence. I think we want to watch and see. For it to have long-term political impact, I think this is going to have to string out over a longer period of time. One day, today, is not going to make a scandal
Doesn't
for
that work
2016.
like in the opposite of how people think? They have short attention spans. We're always told this, and if it draws out, the whole thing gets muddied, it gets confused, then no one's going to give a damn anymore.
Well,
Fast and Furious, isn't that the best example in the world?
I think I have an unpopular view on this because I think politically the ones that it hurts the most are the Republicans. Because the Democrats are now in lockstep in saying this is a partisan witch hunt, which is exactly what they did during the impeachment trial of Bill Clinton.
Right.
And the Republicans were the ones that paid a political price for impeaching Bill Clinton. Unfortunately, when the window of opportunity that we had on Benghazi was during the campaign when Mitt Romney was debating Barack Obama on foreign policy and the issue came up and he didn't beat him over the head with
Absolutely.
it. The fact that we took a pass when we had our opportunity and all the evidence was out that said that this thing stunk and they were reelected.
It was that whole conversation of you never said terrorism. Yes, I did say terrorism.
Right.
You really didn't say terrorism. Oh, absolutely.
We blew it.
You think that what's going on now is too little, too late?
Yes.
This isn't enough. All this talk about how it's going to upend the administration, a bunch of crap.
Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's going to hurt the Republicans the longer it goes on.
Let me then turn it this way. You've got Fast and Furious. You've got Ambassador Stevens, Libya, what we're talking about in Benghazi. You've got Nadal Hassan, Fort Hood, and you've got the Boston Bombers. Is there somehow someone going to make a tie-in that says Barack Obama can't keep the country safe?
Well, all of those except for the Boston Bombers happened before the election. And Mitt Romney could have made the case and didn't make the case, so therefore it's ancient history.
Miki?
I think that in the next couple of days, we're going to see Obama come out and try and pin this whole thing on Jodi Arias. I mean, she's
guilty.
adios anyway, right?
Right, she is
Cheers, right? She's done.
She is guilty, right?
Yeah.
Is she
Oh, yeah.
Can you get the death penalty in Arizona?
You can. That's what
I mean,
yeah.
The death penalty is to go outside in August.
It's weather jokes, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, Justin Bieber has a monkey. I don't have a joke. Man has a monkey. This is Tony Katz Tonight. We'll be right back.
Demand for cash pay medical procedures is booming. But as a practice manager, I can tell you what you already know. Many patients just can't afford the procedures they need. How can we grow our gross versus previous year under these circumstances? Dr. Katz has been in your shoes. He understands the challenge and is reversing this trend. Next time, you won't have to lose that patient. Just hand our simple one-page application to your patient and then enter that information online. In less than 10 seconds, we'll present to you and the patient a simple and affordable payment plan. Once you agree to the plan, the doctor gets paid right away. The patients then get your much-needed care, and they leave your office both satisfied and grateful. Then they'll bring you even more patients. You could boost revenue by 30 to 40% without any advertising. Dr. Katz knows that increasing revenues is the only helpful formula for success, and he wants to connect with you. Perhaps today is the day you take that first easy step.
Welcome back, everybody, to Tony Katz Tonight. I am joined by Andrew Malcolm, John Phillips, and Miki. I can't do it now. I can't even say your name.
Yamashita.
Look what you've done to me.
I made you self-conscious.
No, well, I put you in the leg chair for a reason. By the way, whoever invented the term leg chair, brilliant. The problem is you're 4'10". You
Yeah,
barely
that's
have legs.
I I need several phone books.
Would you like something?
No,
I
I'm
can
good.
have a guy just crawl down and be your footstool. We can do this here. We don't mind subjugating people here. It's fantastic. It's what we do.
There are websites for that.
Well, don't you know? We can compare. So, I never like to use the term stupid. Like when I do radio or when I'm speaking anywhere, I think terms like stupid and dumb, they end conversation. They completely eliminate the ability to carry on a discourse. But Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber has a monkey. He has this, or had this, I think it's a capuchin monkey. It's right there to take a look at it. And I don't know how he got it. It ended up being taken from his mother. He's 17. He's got the world in front of him. He's got Selena Gomez he's doing fine, crazy amounts of money, and he gets a monkey. In the history of man, celebrity and monkey has not worked out well. Michael Jackson had a monkey until he realized he liked things in bed with less hair.
Correct.
And by the way, that's Justin Bieber with the monkey. Look at that guy's a millionaire.
Which one is the monkey?
Oh, that's and that's why you don't get invited to the concerts by Usher anymore. Is there a level? Does celebrity make you stupid? Does celebrity you know celebrities, John. You're almost one. Does celebrity?
Okay, on the level of celebrity, here's how it goes. The guy on the boardwalk at Venice Beach on roller skates with the accordion,
right?
Radio people, and Kenny G.
Okay. but why? Never mind that he had a pet monkey. It's this whole idea of.
Well, I can explain the monkey.
Please.
Well, after spending so much time with Selena Gomez, he wanted a companion that wouldn't be throwing their own feces at the wall.
Why?
So he got a monkey.
I know. You see, no. I actually think Selena Gomez is a lovely girl. Call me. Then by the way, I can continue this thing because the monkey's step one. He goes to the Anne Frank house.
Yeah.
And he writes in the guest book, "What a great gal."
Yeah.
I hope she would have been a believer. I hope she would have been a fan. Now, I don't care how old you are, how young you are. I don't care how much money you have. How do you come to that moment where that's the thing you write?
Well, that's an American spirit, I think. Yeah, I remember going through on a tour of Notre Dame Cathedral, and there was a woman in pink from Cleveland ahead of me, and she asked, he was talking about how long it took to build it, and she said, "Boy, I'll bet this place took a weekend to build."
Are you serious?
Yes, yeah, she said that. And I always remember that as sort of the classic American line when you're going through Europe, where
Yeah, but that
you're
line-
uncomfortable with class and age.
That line, Miki
Yeah.
Yamashita, "You're welcome, America," says Americans really are that stupid. That's what that says.
Yes.
Andrew.
My first thought after he wrote, Anne Frank would have been a believer is, yes, Justin, Anne Frank was a hardcore fan of egomaniacal white guys who demanded loyalty from legions of followers. She was all about that. That was her thing. She really was into that.
For those of you playing at home, that was a Hitler joke.
I'm going to give him a pass on this one, too. Because that's what happens when you put the Anne Frank Museum in the same city as the Heineken factory.
I did not think it would go this way. I did not think it would go this.
I think there is a monkey threshold when it comes to celebrity. You're either pre-monkey or you're post-pet monkey. Like once you get to that point, if you're MJ, you're Bieber,
right.
Once you get the monkey, it's over. The next thing everyone loves you, you have millions of dollars, you get the monkey, and the next thing you know, you're writing self-referential comments at the Anne Frank home,
right.
And you're like abandoning.
So the monkey,
your pets.
the monkey is the new shark. If someone,
Yes.
And by the way, this also works with Ross on Friends. Ross on Friends had the pet monkey, Marcel.
Right.
Or was it Maurice? Something like that.
Marcel, correct.
It was something French and awful. But it's true. The monkey is the new shark. You jump the monkey, which is a fantastic saying. Don't forget the hashtag TK Tonight when you do that one.
But the monkey is in a good place now. He is actually in a shelter in the Munich airport. with an iguana that was abandoned by One Direction. So they're making friends. It's cool.
I'd like to say that we've now lost the 12-year-old girl audience. Totally shot to hell. Is celebrity happening too young? I mean, for all the joking that there is about the insanity of put up the picture of Bieber again. Can you do that, Ben? Look, this picture is I'm staring at the monitor, right? It's horrifying. The monkey is picking stuff out of his hair. Bieber's got the tongue out like he's Michael Jordan, and he's wearing the 1987 jeans jacket. That is a horrifying. No one should follow that guy. There is absolutely no one in America who could say, "I want that poster on my wall."
But celebrity has always been youthful. Judy Garland, she was a child star. Mickey Rooney. I'm not saying it helped their lives when they grew up to be adults, but
we're not all there with you.
No, well, I remember
something in this century.
Look, let me tell you, Teddy Roosevelt said to me, "Look."
Seriously, John, and I know that you and I met. You introduced me to a woman who believes that Michael Jackson is still alive. You are my official celebrity odd connection.
Yeah.
Is celebrity coming too young in America?
Well, I don't know if it's coming too young. I don't think that he's one of the worst offenders, though. I have a problem with reality show celebrities who are famous because they're famous. At least he has some sort of ability. And there's no difference between fame and infamy now. It's just if people know who you are or they don't know who you are. Well, he can at least sing.
Oh, I'm not knocking the talent, Mickey. You're knocking. You don't think he's talented? You don't think the kid could sing?
If you consider pitch to be something like that you can be around on this side or that side, not really on it, but you could be, around the pitch.
Seriously?
Then that's a singer. Yeah,
don't call Simon Cowell.
Well, you know what, though? If his singing career ever falls apart, he has a promising career as a Rachel Maddow impersonator.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And in which case, he's no longer stupid. He just
has to butch it up a little bit.
He's dead on. Why are we... Well, I'm sorry, Rachel. You didn't deserve that. You deserve many things, just not that. When we return... It's Gary Eaton and Shelley Eaton, longtime Los Angeles musicians, singing one of my favorite songs. Keep it right here. This is Tony Katz Tonight. Next guests are longtime Los Angeles musicians. I have been following them for a while. I consider them dear friends. You may have seen them around town with King Size Maybe, also with The Army You Have, playing one of my favorite songs, Sweet Misery. Gary and Shelley Eaton. Give them a hand, everybody.
Try and help you. In my time I've had a little trouble too. If you let it get you, boy, I'll bet you it will get you down and walk around on you. Sweet misery, she loves the company. She's in a crowd when she's all alone. She doesn't care, follow you everywhere. She is most happy when she makes you moan. My dog had some puppies. Would you like to have one? He will be your friend and he will lick your face. He won't try and beat you. He will never cheat you. Help you be a winner in the human race. a crowd when she's all alone. Now she doesn't care. Follow you everywhere. She is most happy when she makes you moan. Heard you're feeling better. Heard you found some happy. In my life I've had a little happy too. If you let it get you, boy, you know I'll bet you it will get you up and keep you shining through. Sweet misery, don't need your company. She's in a crowd when she's all alone. Now she doesn't care. Follow you everywhere. She is most happy when she makes you moan.
That's Shelley Eaton. They are the army you have, or at least part of it. You can catch more of them. Check them out. Gary Stephen Eaton on Twitter. Shelley with an I _ Eaton on Twitter. More coming up. You want to do it? You want to do it? There he is. Very good. This is Tony Katz Tonight. We'll be right back. Woo!
Demand for cash pay medical procedures is booming. But as a practice manager, I can tell you what you already know. Many patients just can't afford the procedures they need. How can we grow our gross versus previous year under these circumstances? Dr. Katz has been in your shoes. He understands the challenge and is reversing this trend. Next time, you won't have to lose that patient. Just hand our simple one-page application to your patient and then enter that information online. In less than 10 seconds, we'll present to you and the patient a simple and affordable payment plan. Once you agree to the plan, the doctor gets paid right away. The patients then get your much-needed care, and they leave your office both satisfied and grateful. Then they'll bring you even more patients. You could boost revenue by 30 to 40% without any advertising. Dr. Katz knows that increasing revenues is the only helpful formula for success, and he wants to connect with you. Perhaps today is the day you take that first easy step.
Welcome back, everybody. Tony Katz Tonight. That was Gary and Shelley Eaton. One more hand for Gary and Shelley Eaton. Good Lord. I do like them. I am fans. And by the way, Ben, pull up my Twitter feed, if you will, because Kira Davis has the best tweet of the day so far, that Mickey's feet don't even touch the floor.
Can you see that?
Yeah, we can. Well, I don't know if Ben can pan that down. Oh, he's coming to it. Check this out. Go down just a little bit. There it is. That's happening in real time. That is exactly how John Phillips acts when he doesn't get his day part on KABC, which I think is wrong and shameful. And if John Phillips isn't on the air immediately, we are going to revolt. Thank you. Thank you very much.
From your
Questions
lips to
and
God's
answers.
ears.
What was that?
From your lips to God's ears.
Well, if not God's ears. Obviously, God was listening, and he's on his way right now to fix the problem.
Audio issue.
Questions and answers. It is very simple. The audience here, the people watching online at Tony Katz Tonight, they have the ability to ask questions. You can ask them on Twitter at Tony Katz or at Tony Katz Tonight. You can ask them right here. And before anything, a huge hand for our dear friends at XO Fine Cigars here in Woodland Hills. XOFineCigars.com. We are fans. We are really fans. If you've got a question, step on up to the mic, say your name, and ask the question. Go to it.
Hey, Michael J. Fell here. My question is, exactly how misogynistic is Ann Coulter?
How misogynistic is Ann Coulter? Does Ann Coulter hate women? Or does Ann Coulter hate everybody? I mean, she now hates Chris Christie. She was the only woman, aside from Pat, completely willing to make that deal happen. She would have sealed that deal a little over a year ago. Now she hates his guts. I didn't know Ann Coulter. You're friends with Ann Coulter. You are dear friends with Ann Coulter.
Oh, yeah.
Ann Coulter's been to your house. I have no idea. I just made that part up. Does Ann Coulter hate women?
No, I don't understand the question.
Well, that's part of the fun.
Well, she doesn't hate women any more than the average person does.
Awesome. I don't think that Ann Coulter is in any way, shape, or form a misogynist. I've certainly never actually thought about it. But I will say that I don't want to say I'm growing tired, but I'm just exhausted with the woman already.
She's fantastic.
I love your books are wonderful.
Her books are great.
Fantastic. Her columns are great. She's great on TV.
I don't want to censor things, Katz, but shut up. Let's.
No.
What's the next question?
No, listen. I have zero issue specifically with her politics. It's just that I have issue with the. If you're gonna, you can't tell me the mea culpa on Christie and then be a guy who's harps on Christie after telling me I was completely wrong. I was the worst human being in the world for wanting Romney over Christie, which she told a lot of people. I think it's gonna take a little more time to just expand that one out. That's all.
I've had wonderful conversations with Ann Coulter.
That's not true.
Until I fell off all the phone books I was standing on.
Right.
She's very tall.
She is a giant.
She's a tall woman.
The next question. Step up. Let us go. You can bring down the mic. My God.
Alexandra Foster, and I want to know what kind of damage the Tea Party has done to politics as we know it today.
What kind of damage the Tea Party has, by the way, not one plant, I swear to you. I think the bigger question is the Tea Party brand even a brand anymore?
Sure.
Is it still strong? Does it still exist? Does it still stand for something? You're saying yes.
Yeah, I think so. It's a brand of people who are not with the establishment, and that's always been its brand. It never was a real party, but it attracts.
But maybe you weren't in the right places because it was a damn good party.
Yeah. But it attracts people who were unhappy with both parties and the way they were working, and they had a tremendous impact, especially in 2010.
The Tea Party's had some hits and they've had some misses, and I think that they've been unfairly maligned in many respects. One of which is the whole Todd Akin thing. Todd Akin, and I've said this 9,000 times.
Congressman from Missouri who ran for Senate against Claire McCaskill.
One of the rape boys. By the way, I'm still convinced that my idea that Ben and Jerry should have adopted would have made them $1 million, which is to come up with a flavor called Todd Akin's Legitimate Grape. Would have been fantastic. But he was not.
No. We should all really let that sink in. We should all let that wash over us like a warm bath.
That sounds delicious.
But he was not.
I would eat that.
He was not the Tea Party candidate in Missouri. He beat the Tea Party candidate in Missouri. He was the religious nut candidate in Missouri. The guy in Indiana, okay, he was the Tea Party candidate. That was a huge mistake.
Right.
Christine O'Donnell, huge mistake. Sharon Engel, huge mistake.
No.
But Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a mixed bag.
It is absolutely. I will give you that. It is a mixed bag. Okay.
I think the Tea Party just needs to resolve their costuming issues. Stop shopping at Civil War reenactment consignment shops. Just wear regular clothes. That'll do it. That'll solve everything.
I thought you were going to comment because I know that you shop at some of those places.
I do.
Most interesting stat about the Tea Party. At its height, 24% of Americans identified with the Tea Party. That's less than 1 in 4, and it was the #1 news story for a year. Right now, the last poll I saw was 8%, less than 1 in 10. And people are still talking about it. How far down the ladder do you have to go? And I don't think it's going any more down the ladder. I think that this will make a resurgence now that midterms are going to start coming up. How much more down the ladder do you have to be before something is gone? It's lost 2/3 of its quote-unquote appeal, and people are still discussing it. I mean,
because they're still relevant. I think they have some powerful ideas.
That would mean that Harry Reid lied. He said it was dead. Are you calling Harry Reid a liar? I just want to know if I have the scoop.
Terry Reid's not a liar. He's a pussy.
And by the way, that should answer your question about whether or not you can curse on this show.
Love it.
That should answer the question. Any more questions? Do I have any other questions from the studio audience? Young man, you're going to have to raise the microphone.
I will. The great political strategist Meghan McCain last night told us that Mark Sanford was what was wrong with American politics. Does that mean that a Meghan McCain, Chelsea Clinton unity ticket is now inevitable?
Mark Sanford, the guy who told his wife and family he was going to go hiking the Appalachians so he can go to Argentina. He was the governor of South Carolina at the time, to be with his mistress. Just won in the South Carolina first, the special election, beating Stephen Colbert's sister, Colbert Bush. Doesn't even call herself Colbert. It's Colbert, like the name should be. And Meghan McCain, is Meghan McCain even a Republican? Does she still hold on to that? Like a bitter clinger?
Talk about relevance. I mean, Meghan McCain.
If you ask Meghan McCain, the problem with that, Andrew, is that you're too old to speak to someone like Meghan McCain. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah,
she is young and important, and you should be dead already.
I should be, yeah. There's no question about it. Get me a Meghan McCain sex tape, we might be able to get her some celebrity.
Snap.
That's what you need these days.
You know what? He's right. There should absolutely be a Meghan McCain sex tape. This show will pay $5,000 for a Meghan McCain sex tape. The Kickstarter campaign. We're not gonna film them. We're just gonna make our own. It's gonna be a reenactment sex tape. John, you in?
Played by Carney Wilson.
Played by Carney Wilson. You're a treat, John Phillips. Does Meghan McCain speak for anybody on the conservative political right whatsoever?
Meghan McCain.
She speaks for herself, but in this particular case, she happens to be right. Mark Sanford is a liar. He's a pathological liar. And he thought that we were stupid because he told a lie that was so absurd. And he was reelected or put back in Congress by the voters of South Carolina. And I'll tell you what, if I was MSNBC or I were CNN, I would have him on every single day as the face of the Republican Party.
And by the way, if the issue is the fact that he cheated on his wife and left his wife and got a divorce, if it wasn't for guys leaving their wives, I don't think Meghan McCain would have been born. Isn't that the case? Isn't that how Cindy McCain comes into the picture?
I think it's hilarious to see liberals suddenly against voting for adulterers. Like, that's a new thing. So from now on, we're just totally against the adulterers. Like, before it was cool, but now no,
by
totally
the way,
not.
the people of South Carolina, I don't think they're dumb people. They knew what they were. They bought their tickets.
Wait
they
a
knew
minute,
what
they
were
voted
getting
for
into.
Newt Gingrich, so I'm not so sure I'd go there.
He had the I was there. He had the John King
I'm mad
attack.
at South Carolina.
Guys, if you have more questions, you can put them on Twitter, twitter.com/Tony Katz Tonight. I want to thank my guests, Andrew Malcolm, John Phillips, Miki. I'm not doing it. Do it. Do it for them.
Miki Yamashita.
Miki Yamashita. And by the way, I've been saying it wrong for years. It's horrible. Gary and Shelley Eaton, everyone here at XO Fine Cigars, all of you, don't forget, if you want to help, right below where you're watching this player, there's a little button. Feel free to help us do many more of these programs. Guys, we love you. Thank you. Good night.